Also, breaking news surrounding lying Andrew McCabe. We have a special Hannity investigation into Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and that's all coming up. But we do start tonight with the very latest on Empire actor Jussie Smollett. He claimed that two late-night pro-Trump racists tied a noose around his neck, doused him in a chemical, all while shouting racist and homophobic slurs. But now the actor has lawyered up. He's now refusing to meet with police, as multiple outlets now reporting that Smollett paid two acquaintances to stage the alleged assault, and they even rehearsed it. Those two men are now reportedly cooperating with investigators, and Smollett, he appears to be in big trouble. Now, in the state of Illinois, filing a false police report, that's a felony punishable by up to 3 years in prison. And remember, the threatening, racist letter filled with white substance, if there's any chance that Smollett received that prior to the attack, that there are reports, maybe the FBI is investigating if he might have been involved in that. If that happened, if he's responsible, well, he could also face federal felony charges. We're going to have a report from Illinois in just a moment. But first, on this show, we tell you, we wait for the investigation to play out. We keep you posted with all the facts as they come in, are available. We don't rush to judgment, nor do we deny people the presumption of innocence, and that goes for Jussie Smollett. If his claims turn out to be a complete hoax, it would just be one in a long list of fake, phony, concocted, MAGA-inspired hate crimes in the Trump era. So why is this happening? Now, it's pretty simple. Deranged attention seekers on the left, they know exactly how to extract sympathy from Hollywood and the media. Just play their preferred narrative. Play right into it. Now, for most members of the hate Trump media, we the people, remember, we're the enemy. They believe that anybody who supports Trump, his agenda, as successful as it's been, we're scary, we're uneducated, we're racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic, Islamophobic monsters, and smelly Walmart people. The media really should get out of New York City and Washington, D.C., and L.A. and San Francisco just a little more, because this lie could not be further from the truth, and it's said every 2 and 4 years. Now, according to World Values Survey, look at this. The United States ranks among the single most tolerant nations in the world. Americans have led the way in charitable giving. The president's sweeping prison reform, giving nonviolent offenders a second chance, widely supported among Trump supporters. This is the greatest, single best, kindest country on the face of the earth. We're the most generous people. The average American, we are inherently good people. But sadly, that doesn't quite fit the left's narrative. So they're always literally willing and ready and able to jump on any story, regardless of red flags, regardless of evidence, to paint any Trump supporters as evil and scary. And we've got the tape, and we'll show it to you. Take a look.
Certainly, there are many indications of a hate crime here. They are looking for two suspects who were apparently wearing Make America Great Again hats.
It's coming from the President of the United States. He's dog whistling every day. He's separating and dividing.
Connect the dots. This is what happens. If you are in a position of power and you hate people and you want to cause suffering to them.
My initial reaction was sadness. Yeah. I wasn't shocked.
This obsession, this rush to paint a huge sector of the American population as racist, evil, pretty widespread. Democratic presidential candidates Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, well, they called the Smollett case, without any evidence, a modern-day lynching. GQ runs the headline, quote, "The racist, homophobic attack on Jussie Smollett is far-right America's endgame." Look at Newsbusters. ABC, CBS, NBC News spent a whopping 157 minutes covering the Smollett case from one perspective. Meanwhile, the same networks, they only spent 24 minutes covering, well, an actual hate crime in 2017 when a young man who happened to be white was kidnapped and tortured by a group of teens shouting anti-white, anti-Trump slurs. Those assailants actually filmed the attack, posted it to Facebook, and were charged with actual hate crimes. And the media cared more about Smollett and his too-good-to-be-true narrative. And it's why you rarely see any outrage over what is now a sharp rise, for example, of anti-Semitic attacks in de Blasio's New York, Comrade de Blasio. Because those attacks weren't carried out by Trump supporters with red hats that say, "Make America Great Again." Not a concern of the left. like this brutal attack caught on video. You can see there a Jewish man savagely beaten, allegedly because of his faith, his religion, his ethnicity. Where's the outrage over this real hate crime? And let's not forget about all the attacks on Trump supporters simply because of their political beliefs. Earlier this month in Kentucky, a man reportedly pulled a gun on a couple for wearing a Make America Great Again hat. What is the obsession with the hats? 2 days ago, a Vans shoe store employee launched into a graphic tirade against the teen because he was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. The employee has since been fired. And on Monday, a person reportedly called a 7-year-old kid Little Hitler. Why? Because he had a hot chocolate stand that was raising money to protect the country for a border wall. All of this happened in February. And we're not even halfway through the month. So ask yourself, why are people likely to get assaulted or accosted in the streets because they wear a hat that says they want to make their country great? But according to the left, we're evil, we're bad, we're hateful. Now, this is nothing new for the left. It's an age-old tactic. We can go back to Richard Jewell, the Duke lacrosse case, Ferguson, Missouri, Baltimore, UVA. More recently, Judge Kavanaugh, and more really recently, the Covington High School kid. Rushing to judgment is the left's M.O., and the media as well. No due process, no presumption of innocence. Now, breaking tonight, there are about to be real consequences for those who report fake news, slander, and libel innocent people. Lin Wood, he is the attorney that previously represented Richard Jewell in his defamation case, by the way, won a lot. He filed tonight a $250 million suit against the Washington Post on behalf of Nicholas Sandmann. Remember, Sandmann was the young teen at the center of the media's fake outrage, lies, smears, slander, his lawful and completely normal conduct at a protest where he was attacked verbally and otherwise. He calmly, as you can see, he stood his ground, he smiled, and when a 64-year-old Native American activist walked over, approached him with his drum in his face and kind of speaking loudly. This after a horrible, vicious, racist verbal assault against these kids by the activists that are known as the Black Hebrew Israelites. Watch this.
This is the religion of America. That's make America great again. A bunch of child molesters.
That's right.
Just like your damn Donald Trump.
Dude, look at all these dusty crackers with that racist garbage on. Look at these dirty crackers.
These kids are 15, 16 years old. And despite what you just saw, still members of the media, like the Washington Post and NBC and others. By the way, you guys wait. I know Lin Wood. Lin Wood is one of the greatest attorneys in the country. He'll be here tomorrow night. You guys are in for a fight. Vilified an innocent high school student. And according to the suit, we have an early copy of it. It says, quote, the Washington Post wanted to lead the charge against this child because he was a pawn in its political war against political adversaries. A war so disconnected and beyond the comprehension of a 16-year-old, Nicholas in this case, that it might as well have been science fiction. Now, the suit against the Post says the Post must be dealt with the same way every bully is dealt with, and that is hold the bully fully accountable for its wrongdoing in a manner which effectively deters the bully from, again, bullying other children. In a civil suit, punishment and deterrence is found in awarding money damages to the victim and target of the bully. In order to fully compensate Nicholas for his damages and to punish, deter, and teach the Washington Post a lesson it will never forget, this action seeks money damages in excess of $250 million. By the way, this amount Jeff Bezos, the world's richest person, paid in cash for the Washington Post when his company, Nash Holdings, purchased the newspaper in 2013. Finally, there's going to be justice. And the good news about this is this happens daily with this hate Trump media, this corrupt media, this rush to judgment, no presumption of innocence. It would have taken them 5 minutes to get this story right. They will now be held accountable. Washington Post responded to the lawsuit tonight in an email to Fox News writing, quote, we are reviewing a copy of the lawsuit and we plan to mount a vigorous defense. My money is on Nicholas and Lin Wood. Now, tonight, the hate Trump media, Hollywood, Democrats, they once again, they look foolish, they look stupid. They loudly and constantly claim to repudiate bullying of any kind. At the end of the day, the real bullies aren't wearing Make America Great Again hats. And tonight, the real bullies, they will be held accountable. Mark my words, Bezos he's going to pay. Because according to Linwood, this is only the tip of the iceberg. NBC, CNN, stay tuned. Coming attraction. Linwood, by the way, will be here tomorrow for an exclusive interview. But first, joining us now with the very latest on the Smollett case, Fox 32 reporter Raver Weigel is with us. Raver, good to see you. You have been in the forefront of breaking a lot of these stories, skeptical at first, unlike a lot of the national media, and I got to give you a lot of credit for that because there's been some horrific reporting in this case.
Well, thank you, Sean, and I apologize to have to do this on your show. The name is Raver. Since this might be one of the only times I'm on your show, I figured I might want to get my name
Here I
right,
say
but
something
yes.
nice, and you got to take a... No, Raver, I'm sorry.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. You said something nice to me, and I was biting my tongue on that one.
I know, and then you just hit me right in the back of the head. I'm a great guy. We're getting along great.
I figured
kidding.
you could
Don't worry
respect the truth in my reporting. But no, you're absolutely right. Very early on with this case, Sean, I was very skeptical because Chicago police were skeptical. You know, we were very careful at Fox 32 News to report that Jussie Smollett says he was attacked because we weren't there. We don't know if he was attacked. And, you know, normally I defend my profession, but yes, the national media that ran with the headline, Jussie Smollett was attacked, that's journalism 101. I mean, it's the old adage, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. Police also told me that they were very skeptical given the nature of this, the red hats, the bleach, the rope, and the location in Streeterville. I voiced that skepticism publicly on Twitter. I did get some backlash, and now it appears that there might be some merit to that skepticism. As for the very latest on the case right now, the very latest is this is the big news now. State's Attorney Kim Foxx, a Democrat, announcing that she has recused herself from this case. I can tell you that this blindsided Chicago police. She just released a statement a moment ago basically saying that out of impartiality that there could have been, that they had, let me get this right here, that they wanted to address questions of impartiality based upon familiarity with potential witnesses in this case. So this means that Assistant State's Attorney Joseph Maggots is taking over the case. Today, the two Nigerian brothers went before police and prosecutors at 26th and Cal, the Cook County Courthouse. They were completely brought in total secrecy. We had every single entrance and exit staked out. We did not see these guys go in and out. The last time somebody was afforded that kind of privilege with police and prosecutors was when Oprah Winfrey went there for jury duty. I did see their lawyer, Gloria Schmidt. She walked out of a doorway marked grand jury. I asked her, did her clients go before a grand jury? She simply said, I have no comment. Police then said, no, the men did not testify before a grand jury today, but they are cooperating with police, and they are right now trying to help the police build a case against Jussie Smollett. In the meantime, while all of this is going on, there is a separate investigation altogether. Mind you, the hate letter that was sent to the Empire Studios, that's being handled by the FBI and the U.S. Postal Service, the feds. We have no idea where that investigation stands. We've been getting some leaks out of Chicago PD, but that is a whole host of potential trouble for Smollett, because now you're looking at federal charges, possibly linked to terrorism, completely independent of what might happen with the Chicago PD's case against him.
Rafer, let me ask you a question here. The Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx's recusal, somebody sent me, and I don't know if you know the truth of this, and I'm asking, do you know that she has endorsed Kamala Harris? I'm excited she is running for president. I would not be where I am today without her guidance, et cetera. Is any of this have to do with politics, presidential politics?
Well, it could be politics, but it really could be something as simple as she knows Jussie Smollett. If she knows Kamala Harris, as you know, Smollett has campaigned with Harris. You know, Kim Foxx, it's no secret, has aspirations of higher office. And perhaps she didn't want to deal with any sort of political ramifications if she has to be the one to send Jussie Smollett to jail.
Maybe she just did the right
Ultimately,
thing. I mean, maybe she just saw a potential conflict and got out, which might be admirable.
And that's absolutely a possibility as well. Her assistant, Joseph Maggots, I do not know him personally, but I know that he's going to competently handle this case and try to prosecute Smollett to the full letter of the law if they find enough evidence for him to be guilty.
All right, Rafer, welcome your first and last appearance on Fox, but attacking. No, I'm teasing. Great job. Thank you. Great reporting all throughout this. We appreciate you being with us. Joining us now with more is Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera, and the host of the CBS show Whistleblower, Judge Alex Pereira, is with us. Good to see you both. Geraldo, I begin with you.
Good to be with
the media, Geraldo, you have watched this over the years. You know, Lynn Wood's lawsuit will be devastating to the not only, you know, like the Washington Post and media companies, it will be devastating to big Hollywood stars. He is an unrelenting, he is a tough,